Right. So we would like to continue with our heritage studies. So we want to round up, it's on global issues. So we'd like to round up, so we are left with the two topics, right? Pandemics and chronic illnesses, then human trafficking. Right, those are the two areas that we're supposed to address today. Pandemics and chronic illnesses, then human trafficking. Right. So let us do this. Right. So let us start with pandemics. Yes, pandemics and chronic illnesses. Right. So pandemics are those diseases which spreads in the community at large, and they become they call it an epidemic disease too. So it's like pandemics spread across populations over vast areas such as continents. Yes. So examples of pandemics include HIV and AIDS, dysentery, Ebola, influenza, smallpox. We also have COVID-19, leprosy, tuberculosis, So, for example, Ebola. Ebola is also known as a hemorrhagic fever. It's a type of fever in which you'll be feeling feverish, but at the same time you might be bleeding too. It's and it's highly contagious. So it is caused by sharing fluids and materials from infected people. And various spread from animals to humans through contact with infected wildlife such as fruit birds, chimpanzees and gorillas. And it is transmitted through a person to a person by direct contact through broken skin, mucous membrane, via bodily fluids or secretions from affected people. Such as the fluids include the blood, the breast milk, the semen, the sweat, the stool, the urine, the vomit. Once you get in contact with those, you might contract the deadly Ebola virus. I've seen people with Ebola, like it causes swollen legs again, right? So Ebola was common or is common in some countries, like Sudan, Zaire, DRC, commonly Uganda, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Nigeria, Mali, in UK, and some parts of Italy. Yes. And what are the symptoms of Ebola? Fever, headache, backaches, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, rapid weight loss, sharp stomach pains. You might have red eyes or yellow eyes sometimes, bleeding from the eyes, weakness. You might have a sore throat. You might have some rashes, vomiting, reduced liver and kidney function. It means you'll be bound to die. So how do we prevent Ebola? Rapid quarantining, wearing protective clothing. I've seen people who will be dealing with Ebola, just like those who dealt with COVID-19. They will be putting on that protective garb, masks, everything, like the ones that are worn by those people who go to space, the astronauts. So handling animals with Ebola with protective clothing, cooking animal products thoroughly. You have to make sure that if you want to cook your beef, you have to ensure that you boil it to the core. Safe burial practices too, because you ensure that maybe 2 or 3 people go and bury, like what we did during the COVID-19 days. You just don't have 500 people going to the funeral, for the final send-off, no. So safe injection practices, regular hand washing, sanitization, sterilization of the environment, identification and isolation of infected area. And again, what's the impact of Ebola? Like death alone, more than 16,000 children lost their parents in Guinea, Liberia and Sierra Leone in 2015, and low production in agriculture in the above-mentioned countries. And you've seen schools being closed, especially in Sierra Leone, if I'm not mistaken. Christmas was even cancelled, and some jobs were lost in Liberia. Right. So we also have hypertension, that's chronic. BP.
BP,
Yes. So they call it primary hypertension. There's primary hypertension, it affects adults mainly. Then secondary hypertension, it appears to be sudden. So what are the causes of hypertension? Obstructive sleeps, kidney problems too.
Obstructive sleeps,
like you have some problems sleeping.
Okay.
Or you might be having some, your sleep will be obstructed.
Yeah.
You sleep for 30 minutes, in the next 30 minutes you just wake up with a nightmare, with a high fever. You know, yes, your sleep will be obstructed. Then defects in blood vessels, adrenal or gland tumors, birth control pills, again they cause hypertension. Yes. Illegal drugs like cocaine, smoking, stress again causes BP, using too much salt, and also abuse of alcohol. Right. So what are the symptoms of hypertension? That's why it turns BP. First symptom is high blood pressure. Yes. So your blood will be pumped more than normal, like its circulation will not be. Because there is a normal way in which your blood should be circulating and should be pumped by the heart. Yes. So headaches, you might be having also a heavy body and also dryness on the mouth. We also have the HIV and AIDS, human immunodeficiency virus, then acquired immune deficiency syndrome, that's AIDS. So what causes AIDS? AIDS is caused by an HIV virus. It is transmitted through infected blood or semen or vaginal fluids. You can get it by having unprotected sex with an infected person, or mother-to-child transmission, contact with infected blood, semen and vaginal fluids. And most people get the virus by having unprotected sex with someone who has HIV. You can also share sharp objects with an infected person and get it, and also mother-to-child transmission. So what are the symptoms of HIV and AIDS? The symptoms include weight loss, diarrhea, lymph nodes on the neck, swollen stomach. You might have a fever, a nausea, vomiting, night sweats, fatigue, kuneta chako chako. AIDS inorova zvakawanda. Because pari kunzi deficient syndrome futi panenge paine problem yekuti your masoja ako emumwiri, the white blood cells, cannot fight the disease. So any opportunistic disease inokurova. Pakangoita kaflu kana kachi unenge uchirohwa. Kana uine HIV, uine that virus, it's very it attracts. Pana itsanangura mavhindira inoita inopinda iri sort of protein cells kana matsanangura inoita. Because mune defense mechanism iri mubody. Yeah, like sort of masoja anenge makatobata futa achitowaya chita. So AIDS mapindira inoita inonzi inopfeka uniform yemasoja. Yotobata futi then masoja ofunga kuti ndewe test. Then ikangopinda chete yobva yatodini yotouraya masoja. Yobva yabuditsa zvairi kuti aiwa ndiri AIDS, yotobuda rakashata rine mazi. Wakaona. Ndo matsanangura inoitwa. So we've seen many people living for so long after taking the ARVs. Pane mapills anomwiwa, matablets aya, they are fine. Inogona kuita zero detected. Vanhu vari kutofa neBP nezvimwe zvirwere zvema-lifestyle kutofura HIV, because HIV, if you have your discipline, good diet, accept your situation, uchitomwa ako mapiritsi ako. So zvinozonoita piritsi riya rinononetesa masoja anenge arimo. Ukangomira ukadefaulta, kunonzi kudefaulta mwamapiritsi unogona kufa within 2 weeks. I've seen many people defaulting, many close people to defaulting. So preventive measures of HIV and AIDS: abstaining from sex, avoiding multiple sexual partners, use of preventive pills to prevent mother-to-child transmission. You can also use condoms, knowing HIV status and being responsible, being faithful to one partner, use of preventive pills to prevent mother-child transmission, and always getting tested and treated for sexually transmitted diseases. But you find out that one of the major reasons why we have a great deal of poverty in Africa, it is because of the impact of HIV and AIDS, because it kills the people who are supposed to build the economy. That's why you find out that the government works with the skin of its teeth in order to ensure that the people have the medicine, because they know that if it spreads, if they don't curtail it, they will eventually lose the human capital. So yes,
like in my countries,
exactly. So poor prevention methods, poor nutrition, poor health care, and lack of medicine in developing countries are increasing the number of people with HIV and AIDS, and people with AIDS will not be able to go to work. With the increase in the number of orphans, and increased mortality results in a small skilled population and labor force. And once people are dying, there will be reduced knowledge and work experience, which will lead to reduced productivity. So what is the social impact of HIV and AIDS? Death of many people, more orphans has been left behind on earth, premature death of large numbers of young adults. Like Munaiva Andorra 55 years ago, 60 and 28 because of AIDS. So the other disease that you are supposed to look into is cholera. Right. Cholera is also caused by dirty water, right?
Yeah.
Contaminated water or food by bacteria. Then, I want to cholera, poor sanitation, poor hygiene, contaminated food and fruits and vegetables. That's why you have to wash them, right? Then, what are the symptoms of cholera? Explosive water diarrhea, watery diarrhea, vomiting, leg cramps, and severe dehydration. When you are dehydrated, because when you have that, when you pass out the explosive watery diarrhea, you'll be like losing a lot of water from your body. So it has something to do with hydration and dehydration. That's why you find out that when you have cholera, you are given the salt and sugar solution. Salt and sugar solution. Yes. There are some sachets that they come out. You can also drink. It's in a bid to get the water back, because when you don't have water, you lose your eyes, you lose your skin, your eyes will be sunken, you'll be having a dry mouth, decreased secretion, low blood pressure, fast heartbeat, dizziness again, rapid weight loss. So prevention and reducing the risk of cholera. What can you do to reduce the risk? Eat peeled fruits, avoid salads, raw fish, and uncooked vegetables. Ensure that food is thoroughly cooked, because kana chikafu chikabikwa chinouraya mabacteria esemichichi. So, and make sure that water is bottled or boiled and safe to consume. And also avoid street food, because street food
exactly.
So impact of cholera, there is human suffering, loss of life, restrictions from travel too. Then there is dysentery. Dysentery, it's also linked a bit to the cholera. They have some of the same symptoms, and they are caused by the same things. It is an intestinal inflammation, especially in the colon, that can lead to severe diarrhea with mucus or blood in the feces, because you'll be inflamed. Matumba anenge akazvimba. Kuzvimba kwanenge akaita anenge atonenge na maronda nechi. Ndo anozoita kuti munhu aite kana tsvina inenge ine ropa and stuff. So what are the causes of dysentery? It is called, the virus is called, is it the virus or bacteria? It is called the bacillary dysentery. It is caused by a thing called Shigella, and it is found in feces. So causes of dysentery: contaminated food, uncooked food such as salads, poor sanitation, poor water supplies and sewage disposal. Human feces are used as fertilizers too. Yes. So nunzi dzinonotora ipapapo, then nunzi oya yonarapa chikafu zvadhako. So what are the symptoms? Mild stomach pain, blood diarrhea, watery diarrhea that contains blood or mucus, nausea, vomiting, severe abdominal pain, stomach cramps, high temperatures too. So how do you prevent dysentery? You have to wash your hands with soap after visiting the toilet. Wash your hands before handling or eating food. Wash your hands before handling babies or feeding them. And stop contacting with people who are infected. Avoid sharing towels, and wash the clothes of an infected person with hot water. Drink boiled and safe water. Eat peeled fruits, and do not eat anything sold at the market, or you have to wash it thoroughly. Right. So what are the effects of diseases on international communities? As a whole, all those diseases that we mentioned, there will be loss of lives, death of many people, lowering the gross domestic product. Diseases affect funds of the economy, and some diseases scare away investors, because sometimes the investors might not want to come into your country because you have a certain disease. It can also result in an inflation. Right. I think I've said a lot. Let us break. Human trafficking, we'll finish it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes. So it's a continuation of the other part. Right. Because I want to give you time to read, because it has sometimes.
No,
Okay, that's cool.